Hey, what's up, guys? Man, super tired today. Went to the truck show yesterday, and getting up at 5 a.m. and loading the truck and getting it ready to go, and then driving a couple hours, and it's about an hour 50, so it's close enough to a couple hours. Driving an hour 50, and then sitting around in the sun all day, and then driving an hour 50 home. It was pretty exhausting, but I got up this morning and came outside and sold the truck, and let me take you on a tour. All right, so X sold, paid for. Fiona sold, paid for. 13 gone. 12 gone. We are really close to being done with truck number 11. That puppy's going to go out. That truck's going to go out on the lawn with for sale sign in it that I accidentally left in 12 when it left this morning. But that truck's going to go out side of the road and get gone. Then I've got a buyer for Candy. I'm not going to call it gone yet, but I think it is. Then we just got to get rid of Whitney and Dolores. And Tricia. So if that happens, I'd like to have Candy gone this week. I'd really like to get 11 gone. I'm rock bottom price on that truck, and I think that truck's going to go. And I'd like to have Candy gone this week. I'm going to pull it out of there, and I'm going to get after that sticky brake and figure out what's going on with that thing, because it's just scary. So I want to get that fixed and then get it washed up nice inside and out. Might call my wash crew and see if they want to work. Get that truck washed inside and out, because I do want to get rid of it. That truck needs to be out earning its keep. These trucks that I've sold so far, Fiona's going for a restore. Got a young guy that loves trucks, and he's got a trucking company, and he wants a project truck. And the CL9000 is a very special truck, and so he bought that, and he's going to restore it. But the two FLDs are heading to Guatemala, and they'll spend the rest of their usefulness pulling loads down there. I wish that somebody local would have scooped them up, but I get it. It's how it goes. But those trucks are gone. Those trucks are gone. Those trucks are roadworthy and back on the road earning money, even if it isn't for us. At least I've done my job. My job has always been to save these trucks from the scrapyard and get them out there and earning a keep, and that's what I did. And so, mission accomplished. X is going to be around here for a little bit longer, because we're going to put a transmission and brakes, bags, and bearings, and bushings, and exhaust, and hopefully a bumper, because I'd love to drive this thing to Iowa, to the new owner's house, with a fresh new bumper on there. He's a really good guy. Right from the go, he paid me without even looking at the truck. He bought it. Then he had a RTLO 18913 transmission built for it, and a new clutch, and a new air window regulator so I can get that door put back together. And he's got that stuff. Will all be here tomorrow, actually. And I'm going to put that truck together, and then me and Jessica are going to make a video of it as we head up to Iowa. Probably take till middle of summer next year, and that's fine, because I am going to put the transmission in maybe this week, because I would like to have that truck, have that transmission in and get that drive shaft measured up and get it to the drive shaft guy, and then have that drive shaft back when I come back from work. I'm taking the drive shafts for Betty tomorrow night to get those dropped off, to get those redone, and hopefully we'll have those back and installed this week. Man, lots of stuff going on. Super excited to see these trucks getting put back to work. I'm sorry I wasn't able to do them, to put them back to work myself. I just don't have enough of me laying around to run a trucking company. So anyway, today we're gonna get Franny fired up, and we're gonna get it pulled out here, probably to here, to this point. Okay, and then we're gonna put Marla right here, and then 11's going to the street, and then Crystal, I think Crystal I'm just gonna put up there, just park it up there. And all of that moving around is in preparation of us backing that truck out of that hole and getting it turned around and backed up to the shop, so a guy can start really getting after the rest of the stuff that needs to be done. And hopefully, I'd like to have the sandblaster. It's gonna be close. It might not happen this month, but I'd like to have the sandblast guys come and blast that thing, so I can get it primed and painted, and get those tanks permanently mounted. Let's look at the drive shaft. Let's talk about the drive shaft. So maybe in a previous video you saw me line this cross member up and get it bolted in, and that is a temporary situation, but that is its permanent location. We are gonna put the frame liners in, and then we're going to re-drill those holes in the frame liner, and then permanently mount that cross member. Now, the thing that we have here, we have this cobbled up center bearing mount here, which I'm going to rebuild. And I had really seriously thought about taking this shorter drive shaft and moving it up there. I mean, the length is going to be the same to this point, right? But I might take this small joint, the small shaft, and put it up there, and then flip this around, because I think that's the way it was intended. But I don't know. We'll see. But either way, we're gonna make a new mount for this. We'll take this drive shaft off, we'll take this center bearing off, and we'll take this center bearing off, and we are gonna take those to the drive shaft guy, have new center bearings, or carrier bearings if you want to call that, but they're really just center bearings, I think. But either way, whatever you call them, we'll have new ones put on. We'll get these yokes matched up. This yoke, I like these strap yokes, but I have a bolt through U-joint back here on the rear diff. Bolt-in cap, not a bolt through. Bolt through is a huge joint. But you see, this one's a bolt, and then that's a through, and then that's a through, and then that's a bolt. And you know, whatever the drive shaft guy wants to do, if he wants to change all of those, we may just make new drive shafts. I don't really know what's gonna happen, but if we make new drive shafts, it's gonna be a couple of grand. If we do up the existing ones we have with the yoke change on that, with the yoke change on this shaft to match this joint, because this is a 7, I think this is a 7-inch joint, and that's a 7.5-inch joint. So we probably will put a 7.5-inch yoke on this shaft. And if these you know what? If these are all good, we're going to use them, and we might just switch this yoke here to match that yoke there. But all that's up to the drive shaft guy. Then we have a 70 3/4 from this to that, which is perfect. Anything under 77 inches is safe. 77 inches, you start getting spaghetti in your drive shaft, and without the sauce, it's just really not good. But yeah, anyhow, that's the gist of the plan. I would like to have that's the gist of the plan. I would like to have the shafts back this week and installed in the truck. Even if I have to wait to remake that center bearing mount, I may just take that off and prop the shaft up and take that to the machine shop and have them make it better. And all it really needs, it just needs that top couple of inches cut off. It needs a backing plate for the whole thing, and it needs reslotted. I could do that myself. If I have, I might do it myself. I don't know. But either way, I'm going to remake that front mount. it's functional, it's just ugly, and I'd like to make it not so ugly. So we'll do that, get that done, get the shafts in, and then I'll plumb up the air lines. So we got brakes and air suspension, and we'll get one fuel tank, put a few gallons of fuel in there, and then we'll start the struck up and get it out of the spot. People have been wondering how I'm going to do it, and I think I got a plan figured out. It's actually going to be super easy. We're just going to move Franny, and that's probably cheating, but we're just going to move Franny forward, and then we'll take up this whole area and then turn and pull out of here, and then we'll just back it up to the shop. We'll probably have Crystal over there backed up to the shop, and this truck over here backed up to the shop, and then we get after it. I'm thinking, I'm considering sending Crystal to the body shop to get the body work and paint done with some of the money that I made back from selling the trucks, but I also want to buy another house, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. I might continue doing the body work myself. I don't know. But let's get after getting these drive shafts off, eh? All right, so the object is to not crash and mess myself up here. Ouch. All right. Well, I mean, this is fancy. I'm facing the wrong direction. All right, there we go. All right. I'll have to remember after breakfast to wear my my belt. All right, let's see. Okay. Wow, those are tight. Probably gonna break my socket. That's gonna suck. I gotta get my snap-on guy over here if I do. Now, you see these guys on the internet talking about extensions reducing torque, and they put a torque wrench in an extension and it doesn't reduce torque. But where using an extension reduces the torque is when you're using an impact. And they're just not mechanics. They just don't understand what people mean by it reduces the torque. I just got this. I've been using a cheap Marmon 1/2 inch impact, and it's actually been doing the job. But I broke down and spent the $300 on just a tool so that I could have Makita. It just sucks having multiple different batteries. That Marmon Alamo, whatever you want to call that thing, it's a good, inexpensive 1/2 inch drive. Try not to kill myself getting off this thing. Let me get some sockets and some wrenches, and we'll take these bolts out, and then that drive shaft will be free, and we'll move up and take those out, and that drive shaft will be free. And those are heavy, and I'm going to say some cuss words likely. Okay, so we're going to put this extension on, and then that's going to reduce our power, but not by much. Okay. Now this other one will let it off, but not all the way out, so we can make that drive shaft not bounce off the concrete, you know. Get it almost all the way off, and I'll hold the weight of the shaft and finish taking it off. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I got to take those bearing caps off. I didn't think about that, but that's okay. Let's take this one off. I think I used that. Well, all right, so Robert said he should be able to drill these out Monday. So that could be cool. I could go and do that in the morning and be here for that transmission in the afternoon, and then drop these drive shafts off in the evening. And then Tuesday I could actually do some drilling on these rails, and then Jessica could get them painted up, and then Wednesday I could install them, and then maybe Thursday I have the drive shaft back, and then bing bang boom, Bob's your uncle. All right, that one worked okay. Now it's time to get in there and get that one. It's a little bit heavier, so yeah, I don't plan on it being simple by any means. Let's see. Yeah, you can see right there. I'll do this one first. We had a little bit more pressure in one place that I didn't want. Okay, this is super heavy. I'm just holding it up with my inner thighs. There we go, and that's that. We'll bring Jessica along for the ride when we put it back in. In the meantime, we'll also take this off and we'll take it to Robert's and see if he can cut that off and put a plate on the back, or maybe he'll just make us a whole new one. I'll get a marker and mark it all up, then I'll take it over there and see if he can whip it out, because that would be super cool. And we could also make this slotted, you know, make this out of this material and slot this for real. left or right instead of this garbage. And yeah, that'd be cool, real cool actually. All right, let me get out of here, and then I can take this off from outside, and we'll take this right off and take it to Robert's. He'll call me tonight probably when he gets home. So there you have it for right now, eh? Drive shafts are out. We're gonna get them out there and on a pallet probably, if I have one. Get them out there, get it on a pallet, and we'll get up those 2 other drive shafts. We'll get all of those on a pallet and put them in the back of the TRX. The reason why we're going to take both of those shafts is because I'm not sure which one has the best components, and it may end up that none of the components are good. We may have to buy all of those yokes and stuff, and man, it could get expensive. But we want this drive shaft to be good stuff, and in order to do that, you gotta spend a little money, but anyhow, we'll bring it back. All right, so now what my plan's gonna be is to take this 15/16, these couple bolts out of this bracket, and take this bracket off, and then I'm gonna clean that frame up, and take these in. Take this. Take these in. All right. Now we'll do some measuring. We might switch those drive shafts around. We're just gonna measure to see if maybe putting the small shaft on first is gonna make the most sense. Yeah. All right, so we go from here, well, to go from here. So we've got probably between 40 and 45 inches. So 40 and 45 inches. We have, what was about 3 inches to the center of that. Okay, now we're gonna hop over this frame rail to that little drive shaft. Yeah, oh, crazy. Okay, and now we're gonna measure this drive shaft from here to there. So if we do it the right way, and we measure from here yeah, we got 40. We got about 40 inches. Yeah, so you have about 40 and a half. And so if we compare that again to this, oh, that was crazy. We got 40 and a half is going to put that thing 1, 2, 3.5. About an inch shy of being good. But this let's see. Because I'm saying that this is 45 inches. And so if you put this on there, 40 inches is right on that thing. How did that change so drastically? Okay, 40. And this is 40.5. Okay. So a lot of times, you know, when you're fabricating shit, when you're changing stuff, a lot of time is spent just staring at it, and this is one of those. It's one of those times. I can probably. Yeah. I can do that. What I can do is have it move this slot a ½ inch that way, and then I can use that. Then I can use that shorter drive shaft up there, and then I can put the medium-sized drive shaft in here, and that'll be fine too. And I can move that. Yeah, I can move that way, and I can also turn that around. So I can make that work. This I can make work if I move that a ½ inch. Well, so I moved some stuff around. Got Crystal pulled up here out of the dirt. Well, it's kind of half in the dirt. I don't like that. So we're gonna do something different with that. We got Marl up in the rocks and Franny up in the rocks, and 12 and 13 are gone. I'm gonna move 11 up to the road, but there's a spider in the wheel and I don't want to disturb him. So we'll just wait, see if it gets cold enough that he gets out of there. But we're ready to take the drive shafts up to the drive shaft guy tomorrow, and we're going to do that at 5 o'clock. And I've got some ideas of what I want to do. I'm also going to take the bracket to Robert, have him mill it out and weld it up and make it work. But yeah, I thought I'd miss 13 and 12, and I kind of do, but you know what, those trucks need to be working, and I was never going to be able to get them working, so it's good that somebody else is. Anyhow, that's it for today. Not going to do much tomorrow either, except for run around. Not going to do any work. I need these drive shafts and that bracket done so I can get them back in the truck. And yep, so that's it. We'll see you.